Hello and welcome to another issue or episode. I guess these are episodes. We have issues, but episode of My Little Homestead's My Little Podcast. My name is Gary, and I'm here with my wife Shelley.
Hi.
And my son Bryson.
Hello.
Bree's not with us today, and Jared, they're out RVing. So we're going to co-host this thing today, and we're very excited about it. Lots of good things to talk about. We have episodes from Thursday-ish, and Friday was Bree and Jared.
Shae's video was on her birthday, on her 21st birthday, so we were very excited.
Before we get into that, a quick word from our cheeky little sponsor, the My Little Homestead shop or My Little Homestead store. Link down in the description. And you from the shop, you can pick up t-shirts, sweatshirts, handbags, aprons. I think we even have beanies up there. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments.
They will.
It is operated by Bree, so I don't really know everything that's on there. But
yeah, and all those are Bree's
original
designs,
art. Yeah.
her original art from several years of putting together different t-shirt designs and lots of fun stuff over there.
Yeah.
All kinds of fun things.
Good deal.
It's awesome.
Well, speaking of birthdays, it was Shae's birthday, and that's what the celebration was about. Trip that was made for her 21st birthday. Shae wants to pass on her gratefulness and thankfulness for all of your birthday wishes. She wanted to just say thank you for wishing her happy birthday. So 21 only happens once. I mean, I've had several 21s.
Oh.
You just add them up together, and pretty soon you get to however old I am.
That's true. When you reach 21, you start over.
I've done it 3 times.
So that means when you go to 22, you become one again?
Well, mentally, yes. That's what happens at 22. One of the birthday wishes of the many that were done there that Shae got involved with, as far as having a birthday, says, Robin Berry says, "Happy birthday, Shae. That was great to see the Pyroglyphs here in Australia. We have them dated 60,000 years."
Was that Pyroglyphs?
Yeah, they're glyphs that are on fire.
Oh,
Yes.
I see.
Petroglyphs, right? I think is what they are. But that's okay. Robin's close. It had a P in it.
You know, before we go anywhere, though, pyroglyphs might be a thing. It might be just a different way of saying this.
There actually were pyroglyphs, I think, in the Bible. I think some writing on the wall, Hezekiah the king, and that whole routine when God took his finger and he wrote on the wall. Those were on fire. He burned those right into the rock.
That's right, pyroglyphs.
And wasn't that in Second Hesitation?
That Second Hesitation is right next door to that. So anyway, the petroglyphs were amazing, were they not?
Yeah, that's cool that they're in Australia like that too.
Yeah, 60,000, yeah, it's a long time ago. Okay, so the petroglyphs, very cool stuff. Marie Gunter also mentioned here, I live in Alabama, and we have those grapes. Remember the grapes we found there?
Yeah.
Well, they have those grapes and similar that grow wild there. They're called possum grapes, and their family has made jellies from these types of grapes for many generations. So
that's very cool.
Very cool.
You probably shouldn't. I don't suggest just going and eating random things that you find in the wild, but unless you're absolutely sure what it is. And what's interesting is, at first when we spotted those, it was kind of weird. I was like, "What plant is that?" And I'm like, "Gosh!" When I first saw it, I was like, "That looks familiar. What does it look like?" And I keep kind of hiking on a little further. Like, those look like untended grapes.
Yeah, Jocelyn lifted up those leaves, and it's like, oh my, they're so tiny, and they were so cute.
Not like the sleek grape that you get from the store.
We got to imagine they don't get the water flow.
Yeah.
The water to water them like you would do in a vineyard, for instance, and that's why the grapes are so big and large.
I was amazed that here, it's not like, there's a irrigation system set up for what. These are wild and they're just growing. And anything in the desert that you find that's growing is really amazing. It has to be hardy. It's learned to live on less water. It was amazing to see that.
One more thing that we did on the whole weekend or the whole week, I guess it was, is we had an opportunity to celebrate Shae's birthday. And where'd we go? We also went to...
Yeah, it was fun because we've done this with every kid with the exception of Garen, because Garen was already married at the time. But everybody's had their 21st birthday. We meet my mom and my aunt. My uncle lives not too far from there. What's interesting about Shae's birthday, she's only a day off of my Aunt Lana. And my mom, she likes to do all that stuff upright, so she is the cake cake, and she's got these little hats for them to wear, and we all had to wear the little hats. It was so cute.
Really decorated.
And Shae and Lana were just happy as can be to wear the hats. Yeah. And then we had gone over to my uncle's house. That's where we did the celebration. And he's got these kayaks, and we've had quite the entertainment watching different people try to get on kayaks, because some people have no problem, and some people, to our surprise, you think they would be able to handle the kayaks. They'll just flip immediately on them. So we always get a kick out of getting people out on the kayaks. And Shae was a little wobbly. She kind of scared me at first, but she gathered herself, and her and Skylar went tootling on down the little waterway
little
there.
canal. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So nobody got wet. They made it there off and back. So they did a good job, and it's always fun to get on those things.
So after we were there, we took a trip, and we have now the start of our second video. On Friday was Bree and Jared, a little fancy outhouse remodel there. So
the cabin there that we have up there.
Jeff Scarsdale was very excited about he likes watching 3 episodes a week, so that's cool. He says, tonight we're watching on your channel on the big screen. It's a 12-foot by 10-foot spandex screen with a digital LED projector. So that's big.
That's really big. Yeah.
Really
Thank
big.
you. That was
I hope you had popcorn. Popcorn and, seating and all that stuff. That was cool. That's almost theater.
You could almost reach out and just come on in and be the same size, wouldn't you? Or maybe be even bigger.
But anyway, it was about the outhouse remodel. So we had lots of people giving some great little ideas about how to add to or, to help us out there. Rob Chorley says, you can run a pipe from the roof into the bucket to naturally refill it when it rains. You can add an overflow and a gravel pit into the bucket as well. So there are some other ideas that were in there, lots of them. Those were 2. One was the rain catchment.
Garrett and Ellie had built this outhouse, and they done it so cute. We wanted to make sure that anything we did to it also was in the spirit of that same style and didn't take away. And so we were looking for metal downspouts and metal. And Gary looks in the cart and he's like, Shelley, do you think we should take this part away? Because it was like $100 for all those little pieces, all the little hooks and the downs and the ends.
Flippity-doo-dahs and the attachment wingies and...
So we decided, let's skip that for this time. If we want to put gutters on, we'll do it later. If we put gutters on the cabin, we'll just use the leftovers. And so what we decided to do then was to get a bucket. We were trying to get kind of a long one so it could just catch the rain when it come down off that. Because the roof is metal up there. It'll still do some rainwater catchment, and then later maybe we can refine that a little better.
There was a comment about the Vaporlux system that might exist on a thing like that. I was concerned. I don't know why. But I thought when you put the lid on it, you throw it all down, tighten it down, the water's not going to come out as well. We had some ideas about maybe drilling a hole in the top was an idea. There was an idea of cracking it open, yes?
Cracking it open, and another one was bending in the lip a little bit in there to let air through.
Crimping.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how sealed those metal cans are. I feel like if you just pop the lid on there, it would still let air in. We've never tested it, so maybe that will have to be something we do in the future.
I was thinking
if we can remember.
Maybe a 9-volt solar system with
pressure washer.
Pressure system. We can probably, maybe do that and get it out there in the sun and warm it up, and we
really
have
get water
the
flowing.
second spigot will come in. It'll be hot water. We have one more thing here. Some people were kind of curious why we had livestock up there. Jan Krillis says here, very clever. I'm hoping you guys explain why the goats came along. I'm so curious. So why did we have goats up there?
Originally when we bought the property, we wanted to be able to bring up our own goats. And a lot of times, you take your dogs everywhere, but you can't take your goats. They've been pets of ours, and they also come with milk, which is fantastic. And it's nice when you can take the goats up. And I was glad that Garen and Ellie continuing that tradition, bringing their goats up, because now you can milk them. And you can imagine how nice that is to have a half a gallon of milk that comes to you every morning that you don't have to store.
Processes overnight.
Of course, you got to bring the goats to do that.
Yeah, you got to water and feed them. So.
Yeah, and the other thing too is it's kind of hard to find a milker to come and take care of the goats while you're gone. Not everyone likes to milk a goat, if you know what I mean.
Like nobody. So. Ask your neighbors, hey, come over and milk my goat, please.
Well, and most people don't know how to milk goats. The old days.
In America, in the rest of the world, goats are real popular.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Goats are more popular than cows in most of America. But
do most people know how to milk a goat?
Well, if they're popular,
unless they're from Nigeria or someplace in Africa or South America or other places.
And just like any milking animal, you have to do this regularly or the milk will dry up too. So it's important to not only milk them, but milk them out all the way. And
very similar to like the issue you have with milking a cat. There's you don't get much for that, right?
It's to stop you from getting some deer and raising them. Do you milk a deer
when
too?
they bound over that 6-foot fence? That's a little bit tough.
Like a 12-foot fence to keep those things in.
It's like when Gary and I went to go get mini Jersey years ago. And the guy, he had a zebra, and the fence was really high. It was a 12-foot fence. And Gary joked about, it looks like your zebra's gone. And he just went, what? He turned around because I guess the zebra kept jumping out. He had to keep going higher and higher with that fence.
He really thought it had left.
Yeah. He's like, no, I'm sorry. I didn't
see it. Yeah,
Now, wasn't there also a comment about, like solar lights and different lighting up of the...
For the outhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And interesting enough, we had bought like 3 solar lights down that path. Turned out to be kind of humorous because it spotlighted the outhouse. So when everything was dark on the property, the only thing that lit up was like, this is the future of the
Yeah,
outhouse.
you can imagine somebody hiking or whatever, and of course, not too many people hike at night.
No.
But should there be the one person, maybe a Bigfoot, walking by and going, hey, look, there's an outhouse. It's all lit up.
I could imagine wandering in the forest at night to go to the bathroom late night. You're walking around, all of a sudden, this outhouse is just glowing,
Yeah. And there were some comments about also lights inside, and we did get a little tiny LED light with some batteries in it that hooks in there and that we were using. I love the ideas though of eventually putting a little solar panel in there and and having good light working and that would be
maybe
nice.
It could be something more Harry Potterish where you have the tent where it's bigger on the inside than it is on the out.
Well, weren't you saying when you go in it looks like it's just a toilet in there, but it's not. It's got a full feature,
shower, jacuzzi.
Yeah, it's amazing when you go in it. We try not to show that because it's just very amazing.
That's why you didn't see the inside of the outhouse, is that it's bigger. All right, well, that's going to wrap us up for today. We're sure glad that you come out to visit us, and we're glad to be here to be able to do the show. We are guest hosts. Bree will be back with us at another time, remotely. It'll be very exciting to see what she's got for us. If you missed the 2 videos we talked about and all the comments, just go ahead and head back a couple. You're going to see those from Wednesday, Thursday, I guess was Shae's, and then Friday was Bree's and Jared's. So very exciting stuff. We have 2 more coming up, another one on Wednesday and another one on Friday.
Wednesday will be Garen and Ellie, and you'll get to see the purpose that we all went to the cabin together was to do a specific job, and they'll be bringing that your way.
And then Friday will be?
It'll be more aircrete work on the patio on the back.
Patio.
And boy, is it looking good.
Really good.
Can't spoil it yet, but it's looking good. If I don't mean to brag.
And still standing. Yeah.
Shouldn't
Nothing's collapsed.
Can't brag yet, so all right.
But it's really awesome.
That wraps it up. We sure appreciate you being with us. Take care, and we're going to say goodbye.
Bye.